Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to build Excalibur. And since there were a couple of changes thanks to the Exalted weapon rework, I'm going to show them to you. Now let's start with Excalibur build, and we are going to build mainly for strength and duration. With that in mind, I put in growing power for the aura mod for extra strength, pressure footed is for safety. Then we have the chromatic blade augment. This will allow us to have one elemental type of damage on an exalted blade thanks to our emissive color. And I put in electricity. I believe this is just a normal black and white, or maybe this is a dark blue. But having said that, we have electricity as base for chromatic blade and more status chance. Then we have primary direction and arcane aegis. This is because Excalibur is a quite squishy frame, and thanks to both of these mods, we can take advantage of the energy or the shield gate, sorry, which is, as you can see, up to 2.4 seconds of invulnerability. After that, we're going to tackle the energy regen, the energy economy, with the equilibrium and prime flow. After that, we build for strength with blind rage, umbral intensify, and energy conversion. I chose energy conversion instead of transient fortitude because I did not want to deal with the minus duration, since duration is quite important in this build, since it controls the drain per second of the exalted blade and the duration of roar, and also the duration of radial howl. Speaking of duration, I put in prime continuity. You could also put in narrow-minded if you don't mind the minus to range. That is a playstyle choice, since if you do not care about the higher range of radial howl, since you are on your enemies, near your enemies a lot, and the same is for the range of slash dash, we could put narrow-minded for the extra 99% duration. Now, the arcane that is missing here is Mold Augmented for the extra strength. You could also put Arcane Strike, but I do not think it's beneficial, since it's only 60% attack speed, and with the mods we can reach higher than that. Now, as I said, put in Roar as its subsumed ability, and I put in 5 ability strength shots. Why ability strength and not the purple ones for melee critical damage? Because the Exalted Blade has a very low critical chance, and because the extra ability strength is going to affect both the damage of the Exalted Blade and the damage buff we gain from Roar. As you can see, it's 95.4% at this time, and this is not taking into account buffs like Growing Power and Molt Augmented. Now, speaking of the Exalted Blade, let's take a look at the build. It's going to be a melee influence build, so this is pretty standard, but let's take a look at a couple of things. First of all, Discipline's Merit, because this is going to give us more stable DPS, thanks to the 4 melee hits for Tennokai, and Melee Influence, of course, this is crucial for this build. Then we want to mod for base damage with Prime Pressure Point, then Gas with Molten Impact and Prime Fever Strike, since we are getting a lot of status chance as it is, and thanks to the Chromatic Blade, which is going to give us 953% status chance. We do not want to mod it for status chance, so feel free to use the 90/90 mods and Prime Fever Strike since you have it. Then we have Galvanized Elementalist to add to the damage of the gas clouds, and it also gives us more status chance as a bonus. Then Galvanized Steel, Amalgam Organ Shatter. I put in Amalgam because of the heavy attacks we're doing with Tennokai. And then I decided to went all in on speed. I put in both Berserker Fury and the Quickening, and since they are the highest attack speed mods you can have. You could also decide to put in Blood Rush or Whipping Wounds, but I decided to not build it for combo counter, since, as I said, for the critical chance we have a base of 15%, which is going to be quite low, and the status chance we have a lot of it thanks to Chromatic Blade. Then, as for the rotation, it looks like this. We're going to start the mission by casting his fourth ability. Then we gain an energy orb for the energy conversion buff. We're going to cast Roar. Then when we get another energy orb for the energy conversion buff, we're going to be recasting the fourth ability to gain of the extra 5% ability strength. And then we can cast the other abilities as you see fit. You just need to remember to recast Roar when the duration is up and you have the energy conversion buff. As you can see from the gameplay, it is a very strong build. You can kill most of the enemies in the game just in a couple of hits, except for the more tanky ones. And yeah, I believe this is pretty much it. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, and you take care now.